In this video, I'm going to show you how you can defeat Ozma. Now, Ozma is a very big fight. It has three phases if you are doing the correct ending, but if you are not doing the true ending, then he might have two phases. But it really depends on how you have played the game, and it has several steps to get the true ending. So I'm not going into the details of that because this is the boss guide, and for that, you can refer to my channel as well. Now, I would suggest you to bring few stuff for this fight because this is a very lengthy fight, and this boss has a lot of chaos moves. So I would suggest you to have some chaos resistance potions and chaos cleaning potions. Apart from it, I would suggest you to have some willpower orbs because this boss fight is of three phases and you would probably run out of your health potions, so you would need some additional health potions and health resources. You can also bring up some unstable soul tier stones because you can heal a lot from them as well. Now the thing is, make sure that you use your health potions very wisely. For example, when you have enough spirits, just try to use willpower orbs instead of using netherworld energy. The reason is because you can use netherworld energy pretty much anytime you want to, but you won't be able to use willpower orb at every time because you have to make sure that you have enough spirits, which you will be using especially in the second phase for some using abilities. So that's why just make sure that you are using your resources wisely. Also, you can use the unstable soul tier stones because you won't be needing spirits to use them. So make sure that you have all this stuff be handy, especially in the second phase and third phase of the boss. As far as the armor is concerned, I'm using the soul eater set and I'm using all 6 of the soul eater components of the set. The reason is because I wanted this ability Phantom Judgment. The reason is because Phantom Judgment resets the exhaustion duration of the enemies, and that gives you more opportunity to give more damage to the bosses. So it's good to use them, and I'm also going to use the Phantom Blade Dance along with this ability, and I will be using it quite much. And apart from it, I'm using Happiness and Wind Piercer ability, and especially the Wind Piercer would be very handy in second and third phases of the boss. But as I said earlier, because we will be using these all of these abilities very often, and we will try to give maximum damage to the boss, so that's why we would be consuming our spirits very often. So make sure that you keep an eye on your health bar, you keep an eye on your spirits, so that you know when to use your willpowers and when to use your netherworld energy. This is very important in this fight. Also, just make sure that you also have the vitality spheres because every now and then, especially again in the second and third phase of the boss, they are pretty faster as compared to the first phase. First phase is rather slow. You can easily tackle with the first phase, and the ideal is to take as less damage as you can in the first phase. Now let's get started in the boss fight. So when you start, you have a chance to give a couple of damage to the bosses. These are always constant. You can just go and hit the boss with the heavy charge attack, and the boss will then try to hit you, so parry it and follow it up with another attack. Now after that, usually the boss will try to hit you with the ice slam. It has a huge amount of damage, so make sure to dodge it. The another variation is that the boss flies up in the air and then hits you with a chaos arrow. Make sure to counter that. The reason is because you need to parry all these, although they give you some chaos status, because otherwise they would be stuck in the ground and they will give you damage every single time you touch them. In the first phase, the boss can also hit you with the fire beam and then usually follows it up with an unblockable attack that you can easily counter, and the timing is when the boss tries to come towards you. So basically he goes far away from you and then quickly comes towards you to hit you with an unblockable attack. Now when he starts coming down towards you, so make sure to hit the counter button, and every single time you will be able to counter him. Now you have to make sure that you avoid these ice slam attacks because they give a huge amount of damage. Sometimes the boss also uses these projectiles that come towards you in a zigzag fashion. Make sure to dodge towards the boss while holding the block button. That will prevent you from taking some damage, and usually then you can also follow up boss with few attacks. Sure to block afterwards because the boss will try to hit you. Now as you can see, he's again hitting us with this beam, fire beam, so it's expected that he would follow it up with an unblockable attack. So make sure you are prepared. Here it comes, and just give some easy damage. It's usually there, not always, but it's usually after the fire beam attack. Now the boss can also throw these 3 spears at you. You can counter one of them, but obviously you can't counter all of them. then the two of the spears would stuck in the ground. So make sure you are aware and you are avoiding them, otherwise whenever you touch them you will get chaos as well as a lot of damage as well. In the first phase, the boss also creates large AoE attack using his staff, this one, so make sure to block it. The reason is because it has a weird timing. You can see a red light shining above the staff before it bursts up, but it has a weird timing, so I would suggest you to just block it, because I mean there is no point of taking damage if you block it. Then it just only takes up your stamina and nothing else. So make sure you are aware of this tiny detail as well. Now the boss can also hit you with the wings. Sometimes this is a combo of 2 hits, sometimes it's a combo of 3, and sometimes there is 4. When these are 4 attacks, then the last one is always followed by the ground chaos beam, which has a small trail as well, so make sure to dodge that. Now in the first phase, the boss also do 2 large AoE attacks, one with the fire and the other one with the chaos, like this one where he summons up the spears, created a large spear, and then he's going to make a huge AoE attack where he bursts up the ground. So make sure to parry it at a proper timing, otherwise you will lose all of the stamina. And then just don't try to dodge, just try to run behind. Otherwise, I mean, if you try to dodge, you won't have a stamina and you will be stuck in between, and then you will have a huge amount of damage. So make sure if you want dodge perfectly, then try to run. Now in the first phase, the boss also can make his spear very large and tries to hit you, and just make sure this is a good opportunity to give some damage to the boss. Just throw a charge javelin at him and you can give him some good damage. And then because like he goes up and then he throws some projectiles at you, so make sure to avoid them and then try to hit the boss as well, like we did. We stunned the boss, and then you saw that we also used the Phantom Judgment ability to re-exhaust the boss, and we gave a lot of damage to the boss. Now there are a few additional moves in the first phase, and the first one that I would like to mention here is the boss creating chaos blades using his wings. Now that is a very dangerous move, so make sure you are aware of it. So basically what boss does is he creates 2 chaos blades which comes towards you, and you have to avoid them. Now this is the attack which I'm talking about. So what you have to do is basically when the right blade is reaching towards you, make sure to dodge behind. Now after the second set of these blades, a boss usually attacks you. Now he can throw some projectiles at you, he can attack you himself, he will basically do any kind of attack that he can do in the first phase. So make sure you are prepared for them. Just keep your eye on the boss and be prepared for his attack. Now during the first phase, whenever you try to get near the boss, the problem is the boss always go behind and he likes to fight at the edges of the arena, and that's a problem again. Because I mean, whenever you try to reach out the boss, he will go behind, he will dodge behind, and he will always follow it up with a counter attack. So make sure just don't go near the boss too much. Let him come to you, and then you will always have a chance to attack him. Also the boss can bring up these twisters, and after bringing up the twister, the boss always do another attack. I mean, then again, it's not fixed. He can do anything he wants to do, so make sure you are prepared. Just try to make a window so you can see through the twisters and you can avoid some damage. Now you can see, like, I tried to get near the boss and he charged me up with these projectiles. So I mean, every single time you would see that whenever you try to reach out the boss will try to run away from you and then hit you back with variety of moves. He can hit you with the ice, he can hit you with the fire, he can hit you with these chaos projectiles. I mean, so it's rather easy for me, and I mean that was my technique during the first phase to avoid taking damage. Just preserve your netherworld energy and the other health resources so that we can use them in the second and third phases. Also there is no point of going towards the boss because he keeps on running from you, and then I mean you have to deal with the counter attacks that he does. Now you can see that the boss is flying up and he is making his spear bigger. So at this point I am going to use the Phantom Sword Dance. I have used the ability so that I can give him some damage. You can also throw some javelin to give some damage as well, but make sure that you are aware that he will throw these projectiles at you. Just dodge forward, and then you can see that there is another staff which is coming down. So as soon as it hits the ground, you have to to dodge forward, follow it up with few attacks and the ability of Phantom Dance, so that to give some damage to the boss. Now this is pretty much every single time you can do it, and that was my technique, that every single time either I was hitting him with a javelin, and if his stamina was down, to stun him, and if his stamina was not down, then I was waiting to use my Phantom Sword Dance. So that was basically all about the first phase. I mean, you can defeat the boss quite easily. Just don't rush, just take your time, and the boss moves are pretty predictable. You can easily make out of him, and especially if you don't do anything, the boss will try to hit you with these unblockables, which you can always counter very easily. Now in the second phase, the boss starts with charging up, and then you can see like he charged up his left wing, and then he uses a combo of 4. At the end, he always uses this burst attack, which you can easily counter. The timing for this is, again, the boss rotates around the arena a little bit, and then he tries to come towards you. When he tries to come towards you, the time where he is at the angle and he tries to fall below, then you have to hit the counter button. Then the boss can also use this punches, which is very good to stun the boss for a short period of time, and it opens a window to give some damage to the boss. Make sure to use Wind Piercer here to give additional damage to the boss. Now keep an eye for this attack where the boss charges up and uses his claw. This is a combo of 3 attack followed by a chaos beam, and then this attack with both its wing. If you can parry it perfectly, then the boss will stun again, and he won't do these chaos slashing attacks. Now in the second phase, the boss will also try to run through you. These are always 2 followed by this attack, and sometimes the boss will fly up and uses his wing to attack you. When he does that, these are 3 attacks. The first 2 are a little bit slower, and the last one is faster one. It's always followed by this sword attack where the first 2 swords you have to parry, and for the third one just try to go behind. Again, this is usually followed by these punch attacks. Make sure to parry them. The timing is, if you will see that the boss will go up, then pause for a while, and then he charges up and punches on the ground. So when he goes up and he pauses, that's the time you have to hit the parry button, and you will do it successfully. Now this is very important to utilize it because it gives a huge amount of damage to the boss, as well as it also takes out the stamina of the boss, so make sure to make full use of them. Then the other move which you have to make sure to utilize is the wing attack, which is this one. Here the boss hits you with both wings. Just make sure to perfect parry them, so that to stun the boss, and then use the Wind Piercer to give additional damage. This is again very important because the boss is very aggressive in the second phase. He's more resilient, and he won't be giving you more chances, so make sure you are maintaining your distance, as well as you are giving him some damage when he is trying to be nasty. Now at around 50% of the health, the boss will fly up in the air and will send you these projectiles, which you can reflect back on the boss. Now the technique is you can reflect the 4 ones, and the 5th one you have to dodge. Now these are 3 attacks followed by this powerful jump attack, so make sure to perfect parry it. If you can do it, you can stun the boss again. Now in the second half of the second phase, the boss changes his move set. There is a little bit of change in some of the moves, and there are some additional moves as well. For example, the boss can bring up some orbs to hit you. Usually these projectile orbs, they are 6 in number, 3 on right side and 3 on the left side. These ones I'm talking about, he usually hits you, and then he follow it up with 2 orbs, and then he follow up with the double wing attack, which you can again counter. If you can counter, you can stun the boss. Otherwise the boss will hit you with this slashing combo, so make sure you are aware of it. Boss can also do grab attacks with the hand and with the wing, so make sure to avoid them because they give huge amount of damage. Sometimes the boss also throws this gravity orb at you. You have to parry it when it hits you. The thing is, then boss always follow it up with these chaos beams, and he tries to basically box you in a small area, and he usually follow them up with grab attacks or these charged attacks, and it's really very dangerous. So make sure whenever he throws these gravity orbs at you, try to parry them, and then when he tries to use these chaos beams at you, just try to open up your arena so that you have a space to dodge and you have a space to parry. Now in the second half of second phase, there is another variation in the attack from the first half, which is a combo of 4 attacks where the boss uses his left wing and then do a combo of 4 attacks and then follow it up with a burst attack. Now this is the attack I'm talking about. Now here you can see the variation. Now the boss completed the combo and then hit me with his 2 wings. Now this is again the variation, and it's the same thing. I mean, if you can perfect parry, then the boss is stunned. Otherwise he will continue with the these chaos slashing combo. Now the boss can also use a javelin, and he can throw it at you, and once the javelin hits the ground, it also creates a AoE attack, so make sure to dodge it. The boss usually follow it up with these charged thrusting attacks, so make sure to dodge them. The boss can also bring up some twisters in the second phase, so make sure you are also aware of them. These are usually 5, and then you will have a little bit of time to regain some stamina, and if you want, you can also fill up your health. The boss can also bring up some moving twisters in the second phase, these ones that I'm talking about, and then combine a combo of different attacks. So it becomes quite difficult at that time because I mean there's so much going on in the arena. I mean, you have to avoid the twisters, and he will be using combos at you. He can just throw up this gravity stone, as you can see right now, and then he always, you know, follow it up with these chaos beams to box me in. So I mean, there is a lot going on right now, and then afterwards you can see like he just charged me up. So these are the attacks where I would suggest you to try to block as much as you can. If you are thinking that there is too much going on, just try to block and just try to avoid dodge. Just don't try to rush. Just make sure you are being patient and using every opportunity that you get. Like for example this one, where the boss uses his left wing and then follow it up with a burst attack. So make sure to utilize all these attacks. Now during the end of the second phase, the boss will start teleporting as well, so he will try to run away from you. So make sure that you are also aware of them, because you will try to hit the boss, and then you will see at the next moment that the boss teleported behind and started his own combo. Now near the end of the second phase, the boss will also summon up this stone where he will try to fill up his HP. Now you have to basically break this stone, otherwise the boss will fill up around 50 to 20% of his health, and it's really terrible and very disappointing. I mean, there is too much going on already, and then the last thing that you want is the boss healing up himself. Now that's pretty much everything from the second phase. I would suggest you to not be afraid from the second phase. Just try to memorize these combinations that I have already told you, and literally this will make your life way easy. Now if you are doing a true ending, then you will see the third phase of the boss. If you are not doing a true ending, then the boss fight will end at the end of the second phase. So because like I'm going to do a true ending here, so I will be showing you the third phase as well. Now in the third phase, the boss is completely chaos, and all that we have to do is basically we have to exhaust the boss 3 times, and that will basically take the boss out. Usually in the third phase, the fight is more fast-paced, and the boss has similar moves as he had in the second phase. Usually he starts with a burst attack, which is similar to the burst attack like Troka and Breeze, which you can easily counter. And then usually, I mean, if you try to catch him, he won't leave, so you can basically give him damage as much as you can. But sometimes he gets out of your combo as well, and then he tried to start his own combo. Now you can see that I'm using my Phantom Judgment ability here, because I wanted to give maximum damage to the boss, and once he is done, make sure to chain him. Now what I mean by chaining him is like make sure to give him a brutal attack, so that you put a chain around him. So you have to basically give 3 brutal attacks that will put 3 chains on him, and that will end the fight. And that's important. I mean, you have to do these things. Now every single time you see like he has similar moves, every single time he is doing burst attack, make sure to counter them. He will be doing a lot more burst attacks in the third phase. The fight will go on at a faster pace, but the burst attacks, they are similar. But if you fail, he will knock the Phantom out of you. So make sure to avoid it, otherwise it's pretty much similar. There are a couple of new moves where he throws some projectiles at you. after the first burst attack. Otherwise, these are pretty much similar moves that we saw in the second phase, so you would be quite familiar with them and you can handle them quite easily. Well, that's it for the video. I hope you like it, and I hope that I helped you a little bit in defeating this boss. If I did, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel to watch more videos. Thank you for watching and enjoy the rest of the fight.
Why do you stubbornly refuse to understand? Khazan, I'm sorry. Ozma. This world to ruin! All of it! Phantom! Phantom, show yourself.